So last night I was sorting out files on my computer, just reorganizing stuff, and I came across my Doctor Who fan film that I made back in 2013. And it suddenly occurred to me that I haven't actually watched this all the way through since I was first editing it. So that's what I thought I'd do today. A live reaction video of me watching my trash.
All around me are familiar faces.
So we're gonna go through and we're gonna have a watch and we're gonna laugh at me getting all embarrassed over it, I'm sure. Alright, here we go.
The Caldrometer Galaxy, one of the darkest corners of the universe, also known as the ancient realm of the gods. Amadeus Harkdrum, the ruler of Chelmore. He was an unstoppable force who struck fear and misery into the air.
I've just tried to sit there, keeping a straight face while staring. So the character of Harkdrum was actually played by myself, because casting this was a lot harder than I thought, because I originally wrote it with 3 people in mind, and then I started realizing, oh no, there's like flashbacks and things that I need to include, so I had to play the role of Harkdrum myself. And I just used this tacky Halloween mask and a hoodie, and there's like a white strap around my neck, which is the cords of the hoodie that I've just tried to tuck in, but not very well. And you can also see my neck, and it just looks so weird. Like, the mask itself, I think, looks pretty decent, and had the rest of the costume been good, it might have, you know, been a bit believable, but the eyes is what bothers me, because it's just me trying to be all like, yeah, look at me being an evil badass. Oh god.
Along came Torzak Uranon, a brave and fearless warrior who fought his way to Hutt.
Oh god. This is like the most pathetic fight ever. Where did he get his sword from? What? Harkdrum wasn't very powerful if he got killed by some dude with a sword. Not even a very big sword.
And just like Harkdrum, the amulet held dark, forbidden powers. For it to the mind of
I gave Harkdrum a Freddy Krueger glove because I thought it would make him look more menacing.
Absorbing it so that one day the Dark Lord may rise.
Oh. Here's a little fun fact for anyone who may have noticed this in the original film. All throughout the scenes, the green screen scenes, you can actually see white sort of squares, and they were pieces of tape that we put on the green screen to help tracking and things like that when we did the editing. Except the guy who suggested that dropped out of the project when we were done filming and sort of left me to it, so now I was lumbered with this task of, great, I've got loads of white squares all over my thing and I don't know how to get rid of them. So that was fun. This is like the least wartime looking scene I've ever seen. Oh god, that was loud. All in all, I think the opening was actually pretty decent. I'm actually kind of happy with that, and I think if it had been shot and edited and just written a little better, I actually think it would have been a solid opening. I am really happy with the reveal of A New Hobbit, revealing that it's J.R.R. Tolkien. I quite like that, because obviously it like mirrors how the episode ends. If you don't sing the Doctor Who theme tune every time it comes on, then you just get out. Fun fact about the title sequence, this was made by my friend Sam, who very kindly helped me out at the last second, because I, again, had another person who was like on board with the project and last minute dropped out, and they were meant to be doing me a title sequence and everything, and then they just decided, yeah, not interested anymore. I had a lot of people screw me over on this project, and my friend Sam Elliott just came to my rescue, and like I think I posted something on Facebook just saying I'm really desperate if anyone knows anyone that can help me. And he comes along and he's like, hey dude, I'll make you a title sequence, and like he did it with like the logo that I had for it and everything, and it was great. And you know, he was so, like, I owe that man a lot, because that he even very kindly promoted the film without me even asking him to on all these different like fan pages. And I think if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be as like highly viewed in terms of the view count as it actually is. So I owe a lot to Sam. He was a lifesaver. Oh no! It's this scene! Oh no! No!
Yes, One Direction, wait, what?
Oh, that's such a bad joke.
No.
I hate with passion the dancing scene. Oh. One of the issues you have when you are directing yourself is you can't watch yourself back. Or at least you can, but it takes up time that you don't have. And when we were doing the green screen scenes such as these, we were on a very limited time frame, so we literally had to do a couple of takes. I had to hope I knew what I was doing, and then we would move on. Oh, I wish I had someone to tell me how much of a clown I looked in these scenes. The other issue is with these scenes as well is that they were written for an actual console room, and the fact that it's just me turning to the camera and then turning away and directing everything like I'm in a play just makes it look so tacky. Fun fact about this scene in John's house. We filmed it last minute. I say last minute, we filmed it, like, it was one of the last things we filmed, and it was because originally we were going to have a scene with him and John's wife, Edith. Oh no, there's more dancing! Continuity error. He's somehow holding the amulet, and yet every time we see it, it's just on his chest. My doctor's costume is so shoddy. I like the concept, but just I didn't properly design it until much later on. Like, I should have at least put a waistcoat on, because the cravat's just flopping around. And the shirt is horribly tacky as well. Oh god, that acting is so bad.
I'm a massive fan, absolutely love your work.
I honestly think at this stage I was just trying to get through it, because it was taking so long to film because of, you know, certain people that weren't committing, and I was just trying to power through it. Oh god, that is bad.
In a hole in a ground there lived a hobbit. From that one tiny sentence that
Why have I got a lisp? I mean, I kind of have a lisp, but not like that. I think I'm trying to do a Matt Smith impression, but I'm not sure. Like, it's like a really bad Matt Smith impression. I can do a decent Matt Smith impression, but I think I was trying to do that there, and then, like, there's two sides of my brain saying do it, and then there's one that's saying don't do it, so they're conflicting. Oh, sudden lighting change. We didn't film that on 2 different days. There's a guy, like, coughing to death behind you, and you didn't think that it might have something to do with him.
please.
No! She's a man. Stay away! Stay away!
Why did I think this was okay to put on YouTube?
The eye of the heart.
God, that's loud. My hair has drastically changed.
Then why am I dead already? Because the amulet isn't powerful enough.
Oh, I am trying to do a Matt Smith impression. I can hear it now.
When was the last time you looked in the mirror? Because I'm not seeing one of the greatest men who ever lived, who wrote one of the most amazing books ever. I'm seeing a man destroying his life for a worthless piece of metal. I'm seeing God.
Oh, get wrecked, son! Little fact about this scene, actually. Originally, it was meant to be shot a lot differently. It was meant to be at night time as well. And I had this idea where we had a mirror in the background, and there would be the shot of when he says, "I'm not seeing you, I'm seeing Gollum," and you just have this thing of where he turns to the mirror, and in the mirror he looks like Gollum, so like a bald cap, these sort of strands of hair coming down, and you know, like kind of looks like that, and then there was like a flash of lightning to sort of you know, in that very sort of cheesy kind of like, oh my god, sort of realization kind of way. And I'm really disappointed we didn't get to film that, because that would have been such a nice shot. It would look so much better than this trash. People tell me I can act. I don't believe them.
Well, there's no way this thing can travel through space, let alone time, surely.
It can. And don't call me Shirley.
Hey, what?
Airplane reference. This scene is...
Exactly, don't you see? The planet should have destroyed itself years ago.
We had a lot of footage
Clearly there must have died, but
that
something
went
stopped.
missing from the green screen shoots. So I had to take one shot of me and Greg facing away from the camera and repeat it several times and slow it down and all these different things. And that's why you don't actually see our faces talking throughout this bit, because we re-recorded this scene just on Audacity, on like an audio editor, and then just used shots that didn't show our faces to get away with it. Because again, this was at the point where, like, you know, people had dropped out of the thing and I was literally running on fumes just trying to get it done. So the inclusion of the Weeping Angels was another thing that was done last minute, and the reason for that was because I felt the film was very boring and very bland and there wasn't enough going on. So I just threw the Weeping Angels in there thinking, yep, this'll work. I can excuse them being there because they're just feeding off the power, the energy that the planet's giving off. There was just no reason for them to be there.
What are you doing?
Putting my thinking cap on.
Hey! Ah, the gatekeeper.
Oh, that was
So
impressive.
I don't really know what the point of his character was,
I don't know.
and I think he was literally just there to give out the riddles. That's literally his only purpose. There was no... Because he's the one that does the narration at the start as well. I feel like I should have just given him a bit more backstory, or just had a little bit more...
Wait, hang on.
that explained who he was, or why the heck he was even on Chelmore, or if he knew Hark Drum, or just loads of stuff that should have been in there that wasn't. Oh, these audio levels are cancerous. With this scene, I can actually excuse it, because the guy who was doing our filming said, no, we won't need a mic, a boom mic of any kind. My camera's good enough.
Yeah, I'm going great with riddles, me.
It wasn't. This is another scene that now I look back on it, there was no real reason for it to be there. And I don't get why why riddles would determine who's worthy enough to go into Harkdrum's tomb.
Is it darkness?
These are such basic riddles as well. They're not even difficult. You can see me just like moving like that because I was meant to be like, ooh, I know it. I did it again. No, I can't. I like that. I thought that was funny. I got it. No, don't. I get really bored now. There's mud all over Greg's ass because of the amount of times we all fell over. All the editing for this shot well, the green screen stuff at least, was done by the guy who did some of the CGI stuff for me, and I think he did an amazing job because it was literally just us against a wall, but he made it look so good in terms of the backgrounds that he used and everything. Like, he did a real good job of it.
Sorry, guys.
See, with this bit, you can kind of hear it when Greg says the precious at the end, like right there, but the whole point of that was meant to, and we should have had a better shot for it really, but he was meant to go to throw it, stop, kind of like Frodo in Lord of the Rings, and then be like, oh, but I can't destroy the precious, my precious, and that's why he has this sudden sort of like, no moment. So I'm really disappointed we didn't properly get that shot as it was intended, because it would have looked so much nicer. I really like this scene. This is one of the scenes I like, just because the music as well. Carrier Night Swarm by Murray Gold from the Series 3 soundtrack. I love that music, and it fits so well for the scene. And while I was disappointed we didn't get all of the shots and all of the dialogue which was needed, ultimately I really should have dubbed the bit where he says, oh, but I can't destroy the precious. We should have dubbed that back in, but ultimately, like, I still think it's a great scene. I really like it. I'm proud of this scene.
We're finished, Armstrong. Your only chance of resurrection.
This scene is so cheesy.
By the one man.
And it wasn't meant to be there. I wrote this on set because I thought to myself, the Doctor doesn't really do a lot in this film, and he seems a bit redundant. So I thought, let's give him a kind of a cool speech, and he can defeat the bad guy with his sonic screwdriver. Because
Back into hell.
Why not? I wanted to look cool. I like this scene as well. This final shot. With the music as well. The Empty Planet, that Doctor Who film idea that I was really proud of, and looking back on it, I'm so glad I didn't make it. Oh boy, that was fun. It was interesting to look back at my previous writing. I don't know why so many people say they like this film, because I think it's absolutely atrocious. I definitely think for the next one, I'm going to make sure I improve on everything that I did wrong with this one. And for those of you watching this who did enjoy my last one, I am in the process of writing one. I have been for the last 5 years. And the reason nothing's happened with it yet is because I'm still trying to solidify the idea, and I want to make sure that it is a story I am happy with, that is coherent and makes sense. I really hope it's something that I can start filming later this year or next year. It all depends on time and money and things like that, but it is coming. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been somewhat enjoyable, and bye!